March Madness continues. Don't forget about the NIT. The quarterfinals are here on Tuesday night. I've got both games free for you with analysis coming up right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And if you're liking these free play videos, thumbs up, like, and comment below because I read the comments and I reply back. I've done every NCAA tournament game for you, and I'll have the Sweet 16 on Thursday and Friday as well. But let's talk some NIT. I'm going to do all four of the NIT quarterfinal games for you Tuesday and Wednesday. I've got your Tuesday night games here, and I'll have tomorrow Wednesday games as well. So click the bell for an instant alert when you subscribe here so you never miss out on WagerTalk TV. All right, all these games are on ESPN2. The Deuce! On Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern. True home courts here for the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals still on true home courts, and we have Chattanooga traveling to Peoria, Illinois to play Bradley at 7 Eastern Tuesday night, the first game. And we've seen a little bit of a money move to Chattanooga. Opened at 4.5, now down to 3.5. And this is because Bradley's going to be without two of their top 5 players. They're really a shorthanded team now. Darius Hannah and Zeke Montgomery are out for the remainder of the season, it looks like. And this is a team that's going to have to learn to play shorthanded. Of course, they were already a little bit shorthanded going into that George Mason game on the road Saturday, as Montgomery had been out for a few games, but Hannah was injured early in that game, and he'd been a huge offensive guy for Bradley. In fact, he had scored double digits in 8 straight games. In fact, he'd had 16 or more in 5 of his previous 6 games, and finished with just 1 point in 23 minutes against George Mason on Saturday. But they played well without him and still won outright by 8 points. And I think this is a little bit of an overreaction in the line. Yes, it's 2 of their top 5 players statistically, but Hannah is only taken 35 threes all year, and he's only hit 29%. Montgomery is 6'6", Hannah's 6'9". They're not their better shooters, and that's important because both Chattanooga and Bradley rely heavily on the three-point shot. And if you can tell me who's going to win the three-point battle, you will have the winner of this game. And that's always a little bit random to predict. But I do think there's a few edges for Bradley in this one. First of all, they are the best three-point shooting team in the country. And that's not just a statement, it's a fact. They average 40% from three-point range. That is number 1 in the nation this year out of 364 teams. Hey, Chattanooga, not too shabby. They're ranked 35th overall at 37%. But home teams normally shoot better, and the fact this is a true home court for Bradley, I do think they'll be the better three-point shooting team. Both teams give up a lot of percentage of shots from three-point range, and Bradley also has the much better three-point defense, 90th in the nation. Chattanooga just 271st. So we have better offense and defense from three-point range, and that will likely decide this game. So even a little shorthanded, I think Bradley has the edge. And some power ratings I run favor Bradley by 7 points, 6 to 7 points in this game. So the line going from 4.5 to 3.5 shows that the injuries have been more than factored in. I think it's actually an over-adjustment. There is some value with Bradley at home, minus the 3.5. Chattanooga coming off that upset win at Dayton, against Dayton, or the home win rather against Dayton, but still having to travel. I think the edge goes to Bradley in this one on Tuesday night. All right, your other game should be an interesting one. And that's the late game on ESPN2 Tuesday night at 9 Eastern, North Texas at Oklahoma State. Cowboys opened -1. It has been bet up to 1.5 in some spots, 1.5 now. Total open 137's been bet up a bit to 138. I'm doing this video on Monday evening for you. I wanted to get it up nice and early for you. There'll be many line moves still in both games on Tuesday, I'm sure. But side and total moving at this on the favorite and over makes sense because 2 complete contrasts of style in this game, and I would definitely say the side and totals are correlated. Oklahoma State plays fast. In fact, they're one of the 20 fastest teams in the country. North Texas does the exact opposite. They are the 3rd slowest team in the nation out of 364. So once again, you got one of the fastest paced teams against one of the slowest. Now, yes, home teams normally have an edge when dictating tempo, but I believe slower teams have a bigger edge in slowing down faster teams. This is something I talk a lot about in the tournaments, whether it's NCAA tournament or any of these others, when you have a quick turnaround. The preparation time is very difficult for a matchup like this, and both these teams had to play on Sunday for their NIT games, and now they have to turn around in just 1 day of prep and play again. Now, yes, the travel situation is a little bit tougher for North Texas as they're going from a home win against Arkansas State that went down to the wire, 2-point win, and they're also having to travel in just 1 day. Whereas Oklahoma State also, though, did play a road game, don't forget, against SMU, so they only have 1 day to get back home. So I think the travel is somewhat negated, but the preparation edge is huge for North Texas, as Oklahoma State's going to struggle to play in a half-court game. And once again, this year's results back that up. The reason Oklahoma State struggled this year is because they could not play slower games. In fact, this game's almost likely to be in the 60 possession range, and Oklahoma State's lost 5 of their last 6, and they lost, I believe, about 7 out of 9 this year when the possessions were 70 or less, 69 or less. 69, dude. This one's going to be slow. So once again, that favors North Texas, and there's some other edges I like as far as the matchup goes beyond just the pace. First of all, North Texas, the better offense and defense have seen based on efficiency rankings, and even if you look at effective field goal percentage, they're the better offense and defense, and we're getting a point and a half here. I like North Texas in this one for the outright win on Tuesday night. That's at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. Once again, both NIT quarterfinals for Tuesday night. Hey, if you found it useful, I'll do it again for Wednesday night. We've got Kent State, Loyola Chicago, UAB, and UC Irvine. Once again, the more comments, the more positive comments below, the more thumbs up likes, the more free play videos I will do. You said you like me doing all the NCAA tournament games. I've done every game so far. I will continue to do so, by the way, with the Sweet 16 for Thursday and Friday. But I thought I'd do the NIT quarterfinals for you as well this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I hope you're finding it useful. Comment below. I do read the comments, and I reply back. And once again, click subscribe and click that bell for an instant alert so you know when Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and Saturday and Sundays Elite 8, when all that is posted, you can be the first to watch when you click subscribe and click that bell for an instant alert here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, if you want my official best bets, they're available to my personal clients every day on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and you can get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. And while you're there, how about getting the rest of this week for free, the rest of the month for free? Here's how it works. By April, you get the rest of March for free. So why delay? We've got a week remaining in the month of March. Get the entire week for free when you get on board for April. And you know you want to be on board for April. Major League Baseball, NBA playoffs. I was number 1 in the NBA last year. I'm number 1 all time in profit won in the NBA. And I was also number 1 last year in baseball profit. In fact, we won over 100 units last year in MLB alone. My all sports clients had already doubled their bankroll by the end of August. Let's do it again here in 2025. April is a great month to be on board. NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball on a daily basis. And shoot, you can get the rest of the college basketball season along the way. Sweet 16, Elite 8 this weekend. It's free when you sign up for April. The rest of March free when you sign up for April right now. No promo code needed on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and you can get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. By the way, if you want to try something a little smaller, that 3-day special for just $49, I've extended it through Tuesday, so you do have one more day to get on board. It's 3 days and nights of all sports, 3 days for just $49. 1 day is $39. You get the second and third days for $5 each. Once again, 3 days for $49, but you do need a promo code for that one. 3-day, the number 3, DAY. 3-day gets you 3 days and nights for just $49. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Don't forget also free plays. Each and every day I try to post a free play. It's quite simple. If I'm using a game as a best bet, my clients get it as well. But I'm very selective. Maybe 2 to 3 best bets on average, which means those last cuts that are just a bit outside are still pretty strong opinions, and I post that for free every day. My top opinion that just missed the card goes up free for everyone on my page. So if you're building your bankroll, if you're new to watching WagerTalk.com, follow along every day, get the free play, read the analysis. You can also see my previous 20 best bets recapped at the bottom of the page each and every day. Win or lose, my best bets are recapped each and every night, and you can click on any of them afterwards to read the analysis. Once again, if you're new to betting, if you're new to the site, follow along, and when you're ready to get on board, highly recommend that Buy April, Get March free special. Maybe a smaller 3-day. 3-day is the promo code. Also have a 1-year all access for down to $1 a play. Instant $811 discount. That's SM365. Look, you don't have to memorize the promo codes. I gave you a bunch here. They're all listed on my page right now, along with the Best Bets Daily, the bonus free play. You also see a link to 7 days of free live odds at oddslogic.com. Same information I use, same information the sportsbooks use behind the counter. You can try for free 7 days at oddslogic.com/SM. Once again, all that information's on my homepage right now. Go check it out. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. You can also follow along on social media at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. You know the deal. 2 R's, 1 L. MERRIL. At Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.